Hey guys, what's going on, man? Listen, we're still behind the scenes. We're at the ATS companies. Listen, you're going to hear a bunch of winning happening in my background. You're going to hear a bunch of exciting things happening. You're going to hear some success taking place. And that is exactly why I want to speak to you and why I want to teach you this course on today. The importance of having a team. Here's the importance of having a team, because you have to understand that, like the old colloquialism used to say that we learned growing up as kids, 2 heads are better than 1. And if you add to that, 4 heads are better than 2, so on and so forth. But the importance of having a team is understanding that you can't do it all yourself. I understand you tried. I understand right now you may be at a point to where you have to do it all yourself. That's fine. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Don't quit, because your team is going to come. But there's an importance in having a team. And I want you to know the importance of having a team, because when your team come, I don't want you to lose your team. I want to ensure that you add the value to your team. Embrace your team. Make your team important. Treat your team special. Become one with your team, because your success is determined on your team. I get it. I get it. I understand. You're millennials. You was raised up by Beyonce, and she sings a song entitled Me, Myself, and I. Makes sense. But that was an emotion that she was going through, because you got to understand, in all the success she has reached, and all the success she have right now, she understood the power of her team, and she was able to incorporate her team, even in singing a song that seemed to be like it was selfish. It was about her team. Don't mistake that. Don't interpret that in a selfish manner. She was speaking about her, herself, and her team, because she understood that me and my team has allowed me to reach a point of success that I am now able to not only affect the world and have an audience and change lives, but I am able to live a life that's worthy of me and allow other people that's surrounded and close to me as well live lives as worthy of them. So there's very importance in your team. Here's how you keep a successful team. Make your team you. How do you do that? You become one with your team. You become concerned about your team. You get involved in the lives of your team. My mentor, Antonio T. Smith Jr., he's literally not bragging. I'm just actually stating a fact. I have a team member that's here listening to this, and if you need verification, or she will confirm, yeah, right here, she will confirm this, that our mentor, Antonio T. Smith, actually is involved in our lives. He actually is concerned, and he shows concern. And he don't make himself separate to where he's unreachable. He makes himself accessible to where we could come to him and speak to him, even about the most intimate situations, even about what disturbs us, even about what may not make us happy at that moment. He's involved with us, and that makes us comfortable. Here's why. It makes us comfortable. Comfort. Oh, I just got excited. Comfort is a very key component into making a successful team. If your team is uncomfortable, your team will not give you 100% of the effort in which they have in them. The reason we give 100% effort is because we are comfortable around the leadership that we have, so we can be ourselves in our team. We can be us. We don't have to pretend. We don't have to please people. We don't have to put on a facade. We don't have to act like somebody that we're not, because we're in a comfortable atmosphere. We're in a comfortable environment, and we are accepted as who we are. So listen again. Your key goal into reaching the billions in which you're about to get is right at your fingertips. It's right there. You're going to get it. I believe in you. I know you can, and I know you will. It's about to happen. I'm in Texas. I'm from the South. I have a Southern drawl. We say things like y'all and bout to. It's about to happen. The billions are right there. But I want you to understand that that's very important in having a team. And if you didn't get nothing else in this entire lesson, the one thing I want you to get is comfort. Because in building your team, you have to build a team and ensure the comfort of the team so the team can give you 100% effort. They can give you all that they have within them, and you guys can together reach the success, the achievement, and the goals, and which you have already planned out, and which you have already written down, and which the universe is already bringing forth your way.
Did you hear about ATS week?
I did.
It's gonna be on the
Is it
tape.
for real?
It's gonna be on the tape.
24/7?
24/7.
No way.
Yes.
No.
You know, like Shark Week is a big deal.
Oh, okay.
Shark
I
Week is a
get
big
it now.
deal.
It took me blonde hair.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
so,
okay.
So who is who? Who's it gonna be from ATS?
Woo. Well, okay, ATS, Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Not just him, though.
Who?
Not just him. You got Tempest Smith. You got Deanna Mitchell. You got Brian Johnson.
Are
Brian
you gonna be
A.
on it?
Johnson.
Are you?
I think I am too.
Okay.
Aren't you?
So yes, I am.
Yes.
I am.
And then we got Shannon Clark. Yes.
Shannon Clark.
Shannon Clark.
Shannon
Okay.
Clark.
Okay.
Yeah.
All these people
Did you
are
say
too.
Deanna?
I said Deanna.
Okay,
We're
you said
saying
Deanna.
Deanna.
Rainbows.
Rainbows.
She's gonna shoot
Caravan.
rainbows
Yes.
through
Yes.
your screen,
Yes.
everybody.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Yes.
24 hours a day, 7 days.
That's it.
You know
July
what?
16th
I bet
to the
you
23rd.
we were.
Hi. So, what I want to talk to you all about today is the acronym FAST. If you are familiar with a person having a stroke, the acronym that they use in order to tell if that's what's happening is FAST. You look at their face, you ask them to lift their arms, you check their speech, and then you don't have time. You have to hurry up and call so that you can get them some help if you notice that those things are off. And a stroke involves something occurring with the blood flow to your brain. And so sometimes we may not have a physical stroke, but when you're on a journey, when you're building a business, when you're doing anything that is working toward your dream, you can sometimes have an internal or a subconscious or even a conscious type of mental block or something that's keeping you stagnant. You're going, and then all of a sudden, kaput. You know, nothing's happening. You're questioning what you're doing. You're not sure about what you're doing. And if you're not careful, and if you don't use this acronym, you could begin to sabotage yourself. And to keep you from doing that, I'm going to give you an acronym to go with FAST so that you can know what to do when you feel yourself being off kilter, when you feel yourself getting off course, when you feel like something abrupt has happened to stop the flow of prosperity in your life. So we're going to go with FAST. F, focus on the good. E, when things go really, really bad, focus on the good. Because what we tend to do is when things go really, really bad, we focus on the really, really bad and things get really, really worse. So focus on the good. And if you have to find it, find it. But when you find it, focus on what's going well. Focus on the good, okay? The A, you have to accept failure. Failure is a privilege. The only reason, the only way that we know how and the only way that we appreciate a win is because we experience failure. It's a privilege. Accept it. Accept failure. Accept that you got off course. And then focus on the good. Okay? So accept failure. It's not a big deal. It's a privilege. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. You have a win coming after that. So accept failure. The S, you have to stabilize and stimulate. Stabilize yourself. When you get off kilter and you get off course, things start to go crazy. You start reaching. You start reaching for things that went bad 50 million years ago. You get yourself so in such a state of instability that before you can even get back on course, you have to stabilize yourself. Stabilize yourself. And then you have to stimulate. What do you mean stimulate? What I mean is get somewhere. You're focusing on the good. You've accepted that you failed and realized that it's a privilege. You're stabilizing yourself. Pour into you. Stimulate your mind. Stimulate your mind. If you ever watch Friday, sorry, shameless plug, but I watched every Friday with Chris Tucker. And in the first one, when he was trying to get Craig to relax, he stimulate your mind, Craig. But you do. You have to stimulate yourself. You have to give yourself some doses of positivity. Go back to those videos and pour into you and build yourself up and listen to your motivators. One thing I do know about stroke patients is if they want to regain any of the mobility in the side of their body that went numb, that had the onset of paralysis, they have to quickly stimulate those muscles, or those muscles will get used to being paralyzed. So you got to give yourself some stimulation. You're not going to want it. You're not going to want it. It's therapy. It's therapy. Force it. Force it. Stabilization and stimulation. Okay? Then we come to the T. You have to train. You have to train. Once you give it that stimulation, then you got to train. You have to start training again. You have to start doing those things that you did in the beginning to get yourself back on course, to get in motion. And soon enough, you'll be back in stride. You'll be back in your success pattern, and you'll be back on the road to prosperity. So when we think fast, when we get off course, we focus on the good. We accept failure. We stabilize and we stimulate, and then we train. And before you know it, you're back on course. You can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you so much.
Statement for what I'm about to do up front, then I want to read up front, and then I'll talk. Israel is to have a shared family with the whole world. That is biblical. And I'm going to lay down the foundation for it to be biblical. And my purpose for this today is to, in 15 minutes, at least plant a seed to convince us we are to have a shared family with the whole world. I've sent these notes to Shandy Clark. If anybody wants them, here they go. Israel had a solid policy of not eating with non-Jews. This was largely because dietary restrictions put in place by God himself, and also because of the purity of those at the table. Yet in the New Testament, God uses Paul to redefine the dietary everything. Paul makes it clear that all food has been clean and made fine through the acts of Jesus Christ. You remember Peter having a dream. Romans chapter 14, we seem as preachers to run out of steam after Romans chapter 8. That is a therefore right there. And there's another therefore in 12. We like that one. That's the final therefore. The entire point of Romans is actually 12, 13, and 14. There you go. All right. For us to be a one community with the power of the Holy Spirit. All right. Romans 14, Paul says there is no condemnation for others in what they eat. This is radically redefined with what God has said earlier. Paul encourages Jews and Gentiles to eat together. Paul is insistent that there is one Messiah and one family. A similar point can be made about marriage. Paul uses 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, to talk about marriage. he even says that marriage used to be Jew on Jew. However, Paul insists that Christians can marry Christians. That's Jews or Gentiles. He's radically redefining what one family is and how the Israel should have a relationship with the whole world, even if they are not believers. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, 12 through 16. But in these verses, Paul writes to a believer who is married to an unbeliever. But to the rest I say, not to the Lord, that if any brother who has a wife who is an unbeliever and she consents to live with him, he must not divorce her. There is more, but I don't really need to read it. Church doctrine will not save you. Church doctrine will not save you. There is a difference between scriptures and bylaws. There is a major difference between scriptures and what the doctrine we preach on Sunday morning. Now, you might as well give me 12 minutes because I'm not stopping and it ain't getting no better. There is a difference between bylaws and scriptures. And the problem is we know scriptures, but we don't know the Lord. And it incites me with biblical anger that you and I can sit here in black suits and expensive cologne and then be angry about the world when our job is to love it. So you don't have to like that, but let me give you biblical examples, starting with Genesis chapter 12, verses 1, 2, and 3. God calls Abram, who is a Gentile, because everybody is Gentiles. He says, I'm going to pick you just because I feel like it. And now that I'm picking you, I'm going to promise that you, and through you, the whole world will be saved. But then what we did with that, we wanted the whole world to come to us. And that's the only way salvation could have happened. And then we, church, have become exactly what we preach about. We preach that Israel held God all to themselves. We preach that they did not go out to Jerusalem, to Judea, to Samaria, to the othermost parts of the earth. We do all this, and we are exactly the nation of Israel. We complain just like we with Moses. God does something for us today, and we're angry he didn't do something for us in 2 minutes from now. And it is a major indictment on everybody in this building, including me, that we have used Jesus as a fire insurance policy. We have simply used Jesus to get mine, and you need to go ahead and get yours. The entire nation of Israel, in every single covenant, from the Abrahamic covenant to the Mosaic covenant to the Davidic covenant and the New covenant, wanted God to save the world, but not for them to move. They wanted the whole world to come to them, to Jerusalem. It's so much to the point that in Acts chapter 15, James has to sit up here and listen to an entire argument of everybody arguing about how these Gentiles ain't Jews. For my younger folk in here, they wouldn't shooting with them in the gym. They wouldn't eating with us in the dietary. They wouldn't circumcise like us. They need to be like us to be saved. I promise you, that's exactly how we act today. Younger folk need to act like older folk in order to be saved. The devil is so crafty that he'll have you arguing about worship and don't even care about scriptures. You need to understand and honestly understand that we have become exactly what we preach about. It is not okay for us to sit here and not have a shared responsibility and relationship with the world. You see, the problem with the church is actually the church. Einstein says that a consciousness cannot solve a problem that the same consciousness has created. if that don't make sense to you, we can't fix our problems because we're the ones who created it. You married a younger folk, but you raised us. It makes no sense that we have become what we preach about. It's not biblical. So what is the biblical approach? What should we be doing? The first thing we should realize is that what we preach ain't biblical. You use the Bible to push your bylaws in the pulpit and in the pews. We all do it. You don't have to like it. I just have the fortitude to tell you. We all do it. We get mad at someone being 16 and pregnant, and we shun them. But Jesus would not. The black church has a double standard that is so despicable, I don't even understand how women outnumber men in the church. If I right now was to commit adultery, there would be forgiveness for me. I would still pastor somebody's church, if not mine. If a woman was to do it, that is because we have lost sight in the scriptures and we push our bylaws, our doctrine, and our culture. I understand that hermeneutically it is very impossible for you to separate yourself from your culture. I get the fact that I am adopted and I will always see God as an adopting father bringing people into his family. I get that. I know that's not the only view of God's grace, but it is my dominant view of God's grace because I can't change how I grew up. Now imagine being born and raised in the church. So you can't change that. You can't change that it's been us versus them since you confessed a risen Christ. Let me remind you that while Jesus was dying, he paused. He paused dying to pray for people killing him. If you have paid attention, I have done nothing but give you scripture, and I've indicted us on our behavior. All right, sir. Jesus paused dying to help folk that did not believe like him, did not go to church with him, and literally publicly humiliated him. Now, I'm young, but I got some old school in me when it comes to getting publicly humiliated. If you pitch the tent, that's when we're going to have a service. You better be glad I'm not Jesus, because I would have messed this whole thing up. Now, do you have the transparency to say the same thing? In summation, we need to stop preaching our bylaws, our doctrines, and figure out what the Bible says. The Bible does not persecute gays. We do. The Bible does not persecute those who have sinned. The Bible calls them notorious sinners. That means you can see their sins on the outside. The Pharisees persecuted them. Jesus did not. Jesus says, Zacchaeus, I know you unworthy, but come down. Matthew, you robbing your own people. Follow me. Peter, you a hot-headed hustler. I'm going to build my church on your confession. We hold Christ's last name, but we do not act like Christ. We act like our bylaws. Whether you accept this or not, it's not my responsibility to go in your head and make you accept anything. It is my responsibility to tell us all that we have failed Christ, because we know all Paul's scriptures. know all the Old Testament, but if I ask you to quote something in the gospel, you can barely quote something because you know Protestant behavior, because we use Paul the pastor, and we do not behave like the Christ we serve.
Hi, my name is Tempest S. Smith. I am one of the CEOs of this amazing ATS JR companies. We are the top personal development training company in the world. We make profitable clients more profitable. If you or your business needs help, if you and your life needs help, this is the only place you need to be. ATS JR companies, check us out online, theatsjr.com or atsbu.org.
Because we are unstoppable. Listen, man, your life will always never be the same once you become part of the ATS JR companies. Listen, ATS Week, it's going to bless your life. It's going to transform. It's going to change your life. But here's what you got to do. You got to drop that old mindset. Let go of that old poverty stinker. Let go of that old person. Let go of that loser. Release him. Let go of the procrastinator. Kill all that. Become the new you by transforming into who you are trying to become. Join us, ATS Week, atsjr.com. We are excited. We are ready to have you guys. If you guys don't know by now, I am the double certified People's Pastor, Reverend Brian A. Johnson, and I am the spiritual transformational coach right here at the ATS JR companies. We will change your life, and we will change your bank account.
Let us add value to your life. Let us give you everything that you need to go to the next level in your life. ATS JR companies and the ATS Business University, that's what we're all about. We're all about growth. We're all about adding value to you, and we're all about helping you grow. Trust me, you don't want to miss ATS Week. This is the place to be. This is the place to grow. This is the place to learn.
My business partner, Antonio T. Smith Jr., is the best at everything that he does. You need help, you need to holler at my boy. Your business is broke, you need to holler at my boy. Your mindset is in poverty, you need to holler at my boy. Why? Not because he's arrogant, not because he's whatever y'all talk about, because he backs up what he teaches. He lives this lifestyle. He's not out here just talking to collect coins. He's living and walking it every single day. So you need help, your business needs help, your life needs help, come holler at my boy.
Man, many people say what they're trying to do. Many people say what they want to do. Many people say what they have a desire to do. But few people actually go do it. If you want to learn how to do it, listen to Antonio T. Smith Jr. Follow ATS Week. Follow the ATS Business University. Go join the Plant Better group. Get on a Plant Better cause, because your life will never be the same planting the old bad sucky seeds that you've been planting since you were born. So you have to plant better in order to get better. And if you want to be better, you have to begin right here at the ATS Business University. In the words of Tempest, you want to be better? Go holler at my boy.
Get rid of the old model of living that you used to have and follow the new model of living. Let me explain to you why. Because your old model was based on what people told you to do. The new model is based on what your desire is. Stop letting your dreams collect dust. Stop letting your life be lifeless. Come see the ATS Business University. Come join us at the ATS JR companies. Come join us at the Plant Better University and create a better model for your life so you can start living instead of living a life of mediocrity. Come join us.
She said it best. Holla at my boy.
There is no company better than this company. Not because I'm one of the CEOs, not because I've been here since day one, but because we put in work every single day. Antonio is in this office 17, 18, 19, 20 hours a day. Not for him, but because he wants to help you change your life.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. He deserves it. Listen, man, listen. I want to tell y'all something real quick, a real quick story. Man, that was this kid that grew up. This kid grew up in a poverty area. He grew up in the hood. And he was raised up in the hood. And he had hood mentality. And all his life, they used to tell a kid, you wouldn't amount to nothing. You wouldn't be nobody. You'll never accomplish anything you want to be. You'll never get to the level of success in which you are dreaming about. So get rid of your dreams and just continue to live in that hood life. Continue to live that poverty lifestyle. Well, baby, guess what? I'm a millionaire now. You know why? ATS Business University. Listen, join us today. walk out of your poverty, walk into your prosperity, and you can make all the haters pissed off.
That's it.
Because you are filthy freaking rich.
Woo! Woo!
Yes.
ATS, baby.
Yes.
Get you one.